everybody. Welcome to the Made Fitz Show. So I think I have a fun episode for you today. I've been working with my clients one-on-one a lot, and a lot of times they come to me because they don't feel like they have time for meal prep, or they have zero imagination, or they're terrible cooks, or they don't like to cook. All of these reasons. And I found a way through business to help people through nutrition using AI. Now, for some of you, you probably have already discovered this, but for I think a lot of us, it's mind blowing, as scary as it is, the artificial intelligence, how helpful it can be. So I just want to give you some examples of how you can use it to make your life easier when you're on your health and fitness journey. So let me start by saying that 2 years ago, I was speaking at a conference, and it was a business conference, and they wanted me to talk about something that I just thought was kind of silly. And I'm like, you know what? I really want to help people in life. I want to give them a business skill, not just a specific skill for the type of business that we were in. And so I bought a course on how to use ChatGPT. This was 2 years ago when it was really brand new. And so I learned how to use prompts and how to use this beast to help you just do the things that you want to do a little bit better. And so I did that at the business conference. It was a huge hit. People were blown away by it and started using it for business. And, of course, it's widely used in business now. In fact, I think, like, if you've noticed now on social media, you're supposed to tag or admit that you used AI for your stuff. I don't know, it's kind of crazy. I don't know why, but you guys, Mick is just so freaked out about this kind of a thing, but it's not going away. So I have found a way to help my clients with it that I think will really help you too, and kind of throw you for a loop in a good way. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing I want to talk about is one of my clients today actually asked me, she said, before you get off Zoom with me, she goes, can you share some of your favorite cookbooks with me? And I giggled and I said, I just threw away all of my cookbooks. I donated them, but I said, I threw away all my cookbooks because I don't need them anymore. I want you guys now, first of all, so there's all these different companies like ChatGPT where there's a charge. Right now, Google Gemini is free. So Google has their own AI, and it's called Gemini. So if you go to the Google search bar and put in Gemini, you'll see AI. It's free. So you could use Google Gemini. I'm going to say ChatGPT just because that's what I was trained on, and I understand ChatGPT, but Google has Gemini, which is free. And keep in mind that if you're looking for anything that's a current topic, you want to use Google Gemini, because that is like as of yesterday, where I believe ChatGPT is very lax when it comes to current events. So if you're looking for anything current, I don't care what it is, you'd want to use Google anyway. But when it comes to what I'm talking about, ChatGPT works great. And I think they have different levels. And I don't think it's that expensive, at least not yet, it isn't. But say, for instance, you don't have a lot of time to cook, but you're trying to hit your protein goals, and your nutritionist tells you that you need to have, a wide variety of vegetables in your diet. So go to ChatGPT, and I want you to put in the prompt, please give, and I always laugh because I don't know why I'm so polite, but I feel like I have to be polite. I always say please and thank you. Guess I was raised right. Please give me 5 baking sheet pan meals that serve 4 people, and each serving has 35 grams of protein, and I want you to include 3 vegetables in each recipe. And within 15 seconds, you've got 5 beautiful sheet pan meals that are done for you. Everything from all of the ingredients that you need and how to cook it. And you're only you put parchment paper down, and you've got nothing to clean. And if you're by yourself, you've got 4 meals. So you just batch cooked. If you have a family, you just made a whole family meal on 1 sheet pan. You could even ask it to double the recipe for you, make 2 at a time, and you've got a meal for the whole family. And then you've got the next several days, a couple of lunches for you to take to work with you. On top of that, after that, you can say, okay, can you please make me a grocery list of all the above? And it'll categorize a grocery list for you perfectly for that. So that's one example. Another example is, say for instance, you love to use an air fryer or you want to use a slow cooker. You could go to ChatGPT. You could be like, oh my gosh, right now I have my slow cooker. I have chicken breasts. I have cheese. I have broccoli and I have rice and I don't know what to make for dinner. Can you help me? You would be blown away. It will spit out a beautiful recipe for you in a matter of seconds. I tell my clients too, we all need to put a little bit more turmeric into our diet. I personally do not know how to incorporate turmeric into recipes. So you could go to ChatGPT and say, I have salmon or I have chicken or I have pork chops and I need to use turmeric. Can you help me make a recipe that give it details? I need to serve 4. I wanted to, have 25. That would be an awful lot in one meal. You'd be on the toilet. I wanted to have 15 grams of fiber and please include turmeric. And then you're going to get this great recipe, this beautiful chicken recipe that you can cook in your slow cooker that has turmeric, has vegetables in it, lots of fiber. I mean, it's unbelievable how detailed you can get with it. So if it spits out these recipes and you look at it and you're like, okay, that's okay. Don't be okay with that. You can refine. So you get the 5 sheet pan recipes. I'm just going to keep using that as an example. And you look at it and you're like, I don't like squash. Okay, that's great, but please take out, squash, zucchini, and eggplant. I don't like those. And it'll change it real quick for you until you look at it and you're like, this is perfection. And it's so fast and it's technically free, except for you pay for the service if you use that specific app that has it. How cool is that? Okay. You can look, and like I said, look in your refrigerator and your pantry and say, these are the foods I have for this week. Can you help me make recipes for the remainder of the week to use up these foods before I go on vacation? Something like that. So I really want you to be open-minded. It's fun. You're sitting in front of a movie, or you're waiting in traffic or you're waiting to get your driver's license renewed. Get on ChatGPT and start putting in some of your favorite foods and ask it to spit out really quick and simple recipes for you and to make you a grocery list. And you would be blown away at how much it can do for you to save you time. I'm not very imaginative when it comes to food either. I'll be honest. I love seasoning and herbs. So that's how I keep things interesting. But I'm a Southern girl. I'm a meat and potatoes girl. So my foods always, at least, mostly dinners and lunches have a meat and some sort of vegetable. I season it differently. I might cook it a little bit differently, but I'm not very imaginative. So doing this has really helped kind of just stir things up a little bit. And I'm really going to blow your mind because besides, I share this on my Threads account, but besides food, say, for instance, and I told a couple of clients today about this, say you're going on your dream vacation to Santorini, Greece, and you're going to stay in one of those cute little white cave hotel rooms. You don't have a lot of room. These hotels, been there, actually, I had a really nice gym. I can't say that. Pervolis, I think it was Pervolis, off topic, but Pervolis was the hotel that we stayed at in Santorini, and the gym was to die for. It was a beautiful hotel. So it had a great hotel, but say the hotel you're staying at doesn't have one and you still want to move. So you could go into your ChatGPT and say, hey, ChatGPT, I'm going on vacation and my room is very small and I'm not going to have any equipment. Can you help create a 5-day workout program for me that uses body weight strength training that allows me to work every major muscle that I have? It will spit out for you the most wonderful, perfect workout routine for those 5 days. You can even say, I only want it to take about 20 minutes. Don't want it to take very long. And you've got a great little routine that you can do in that little tiny living room area that you have in your little tiny beautiful hotel that makes you feel good. Because I'm here to tell you too, you can walk a little bit in Santorini, but it's not like you're going to go for a really long brisk walk because you're on the edge of a cliff. So having this body weight strength training program that's set out for you. You wake up in the morning and you and the person that you went with do these workouts together, is perfect, right? I mean, how neat is that, that you have the opportunity to make yourself workout programs. You can even make complete meal guides with it. Keep in mind, a meal plan will never, AI will never know you as personally as a dietitian or a nutritionist or a doctor. They won't. But you can still have fun with it. Say, for instance, you do know that your body does best with 1,600 calories a day, and you want to get in 120 grams of protein a day. And you could be a high carb, low fat person or a low carb, high fat person, and you could split that up. Tell it all the foods that you love. You could tell it how many times you want to eat in a day. Maybe you want to eat 3 times a day with 1 snack, or you're just 2 meals a day kind of a person. All of that. And you tell it, I want to make sure I'm getting at least 25 grams of fiber a day. I want to make sure I'm getting at least 10 different vegetables a week in my meal plan. I mean, the sky's the limit. And the more you play with it, the better you will get with it. So hearing my clients all the time talking to me about not having, any imagination, or not knowing where to get a cookbook, or being a terrible cook, I think we can't use that anymore because of AI giving you the opportunity to be so specific. And it's crazy to me because, like I said, I'm really polite. And I feel bad. Like it'll spit out a recipe and I'm like, ew, that sounds awful. And I'm like, that's really not what I'm looking for. Can we use vegetables that will stay a little bit more crisp or something like that, because I feel bad, not forgetting it's a computer and it doesn't have feelings. But you can just sit and play with it and come out with workout routines. You could come up with, a recipe with things you have in the house, foods that you like. Lamb. I mean, I love lamb and I know how to cook lamb, but maybe you want to try lamb and you don't know how to cook it. Or, bison. You're like, I know bison's really good for me. It's a very, healthy red meat, but I don't know how to cook it or how to make a recipe with it. Man, say I bought some bison ground beef and I have, a slow cooker. What else could I buy and put in the slow cooker to make a really healthy meal that uses bison? I mean, it's ridiculous. So I want you to think about that. And, even getting, because, this girl loves to travel, and I will never give up Vanessa, my travel agent. As wonderful as AI is, somebody who knows you and knows what you like will always do a little bit better job. However, again, let's say you and I are going to go to Santorini, Greece, and then we're going to head over to Athens, Greece, 4 days in Santorini and 4 days in Athens, Greece. And we're just thinking of kind of winging it. But at the same time, it would be good to have backup and say, hey, ChatGPT, we're going to be in Santorini, Greece, Wednesday through Saturday, and then Saturday through Tuesday, we're going to be in Athens, Greece. And what are some must-have things that we have to see? And can you also tell me the most highly rated restaurants in these areas that we can't miss, and just get a nice little list? I mean, it'll make you a complete itinerary. You go to Paris and you want it to give you train schedules and all that, boat schedules, and it's mind-blowing how much this can do for you. But I really wanted to come on here and just share with you how cool it is that you can get on these apps that can really help you take the chains off of your eating roadblocks. I have to share with you today, I shared with one of my clients that I was watching she's a fitness competitor, and she was 4 weeks out, beautiful gal. And she was funny about it, about what she was eating, but she was using a scale and she's putting the powder on the scale. And I'm pretty sure she's being sarcastic. She's like, it has to be perfect. It has to be perfect. And so she put it on it, and the scale must have said something that was just not perfect, because she took the littlest tiniest bit of powder off the top of that in the real world wouldn't make a difference. But what I tell my clients, because we see this on social media, they're really not that important. I mean, they're important, but they're only really important when you are standing on a stage in a little itty bitty bikini being judged. You know what? It really, really matters then. If you are just a happy, healthy mom trying to live her best life and have all the energy and, prevent disease, then hitting your macros perfectly really doesn't matter. What's really going to matter is you're going to find what your body needs. What your body needs energy in, how many calories you need as an individual, and how much exercise you need as an individual. So, your calories could range quite a bit if you're a very active person versus you're just a pretty sedentary person. But you have to figure that out. I can't figure that out for you. But say you figure out, I am about 1,600 calories. And, with me walking 10,000 steps a day and doing a 20 to 30 minute workout every single day, 1,600 calories is great for me. And if you just play with that and, make sure that you get in the healthy fats and the healthy proteins and the fibrous carbohydrates and use ChatGPT to make recipes for you that help keep you in that calorie range with a huge variety of food, because you have that intelligence literally to help you think outside the box now and tell it, you know what, I've been eating the same foods for a really long time and I need to mix it up. Can you help me come up with foods that are going to, give me lots of vitamins, minerals, fiber, and protein and healthy fats that aren't real typical, and believe it or not, it'll spit something out. And it could be, maybe it's a type of fish you've never heard of, but is actually pretty easy to get, or, more wild game that you never thought, like elk. I bet you could find elk easier than you think you can. And you could even ask ChatGPT, say, okay, so you mentioned that I should eat some bison, some elk, and I'm not very good with fish. Some sort of fancy, crazy fish, that puffer fish. We almost ate puffer fish in Japan because, it could kill you. But it was on the menu. We didn't do it. Anyway, then you could say, okay, can you give me some websites of places to get these products? So, it's just, we could go down a huge rabbit hole on this podcast, but I just really wanted to introduce that to you because I've been sharing it with my clients now for a really long time. I didn't want to gatekeep. For those of you that are going, Melissa, duh, I'm sorry, this was a waste of a podcast for you. But what I am finding with every single one of my clients, none of them think to go to Gemini or to go to ChatGPT and to use it to help you with meal prep, to use it to help you with grocery shopping, to use it to help expand your mind on different things to eat, to use it to help you pinpoint exactly how you should be eating. If you have physique or, body composition goals and you do really care about exact macros, it can freaking help you. It can do it for you, and make life so, so simple. So I hope this was helpful. And I hope you had, I hope you had an epiphany moment where you're like, I never thought to do this too, because it's one of the biggest joys for me on my Zooms with my clients is when I tell them, and we'll pull it up and we'll do it together. I'll share my screen and their mind is blown. And I'm like, okay, maybe I need to share this with more people. So I hope this was helpful. And as always, share with me. If you're like, Melissa, not only do I do all of what you said, I also do this. Don't gatekeep yourself and share with me so that I can share with all the wonderful people out there, because this technology is not going anywhere. And although I do think it's a little bit scary, we can use it to our advantage in many, many ways, because the one thing that you'll never get back is time. And I really think these kind of tools can give you more time so that you have the time to do the things that you really love to do. Okay. So as always, I hope this was helpful. I hope you wake up feeling prepared because of ChatGPT, and I hope you go to bed feeling proud. You guys have a great day. Wow, we've reached the end, but before we leave you, we'd love to hear from you. After all, it's not every day that someone reaches out and asks for your opinion, and to us, your opinion does matter.
Now, the content in this episode is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition.
Share this episode with anyone you think needs to hear this message. And please remember to do your part of the bargain by rating, reviewing, and subscribing wherever you listen to the Made Fitz show.
We are Melissa and Dr. Fitz, and until next time, thank you for your time, support, and action you take in your own health journey. You get one life. Let's live it abundantly together.